Good evening, I'm Valerie Pritchett. Tonight, a community is grieving after a mass shooting at a hospital in York County. One officer was killed, several others are injured. The shooting happened around 10:30 this morning at UPMC Memorial Hospital in West Manchester Township. We now have a picture of the West York Borough officer who died in the line of duty, Andrew Duarte. He had served on the department since 2022. We have team coverage tonight. First to Sarah Wilson, who has the latest on this investigation.
Valerie, just an unimaginable scene here this morning at the UPMC Memorial Hospital. It was just over 12 hours ago when a gunman walked in, held staff hostage, and then ultimately opened fire. Governor Josh Shapiro calling it the act of a coward and thanking law enforcement for their speedy response.
He entered carrying with him a bag that did include a handgun and zip ties.
Carrying that bag into the UPMC Memorial Hospital Saturday morning, police say, was 49-year-old Diogenes Archangel Ortiz. He headed straight for the ICU and held an unknown number of UPMC staff hostage, at least one woman bound with zip ties.
In total, he wound up discharging his firearm and struck 3 members of the UPMC staff.
Among the injured, a doctor grazed by a bullet, a nurse and a custodian also hit, all expected to be okay.
Mr. Diogenes Archangel Ortiz came out holding at gunpoint a member of the UPMC staff who was also had her hands tied with the aforementioned zip ties.
Then, an exchange of gunfire.
The officers, left with no recourse, did open fire and did shoot and kill Diogenes Archangel Ortiz.
The York County District Attorney says during that exchange, West York Borough Police Officer Andrew Duarte was struck and killed.
Officer Duarte was the best of us. He was someone who put on the uniform of service and went out to try and keep his neighbors safe.
Job well done, life well served.
2 other officers, one from Northern York County and another from the Springettsbury Township Police Department, also shot and in stable condition. The DA says it's, quote, absolutely clear officers were justified in using deadly force.
Quite frankly, they needed to use deadly force because by doing so, they potentially saved even more lives, even as they lost one of their own.
Governor Shapiro crediting hospital staff too.
I know that because they answered the call and ran toward danger, lives were saved. We saw the very best and the very worst of humanity.
The motive still unclear, but the DA says Archangel Ortiz was previously at the ICU with someone else. They didn't say who, but believe the shooting was targeted. And tonight we are learning more about that suspected gunman. Court documents show that he spent a short time in jail and then earlier this month was cited by police in York County for driving with either a revoked or a suspended license. Valerie, we also want to note that obviously a very active scene here earlier today. A lot of roads were closed. They have since reopened now that the hospital is secure. For now, we're live in York County. Sarah Wilson, ABC 27 News.